So, good evening, Randomania. I hope you're all having a lovely night. I hope you've enjoyed the Dragon Warrior tournament a little bit ago. I know I had a lot of fun. I don't really know what was going on, but it was a lot of fun to watch, and it's pretty fun being pretty confused. But tonight, I'll be bringing you probably a randomizer that's a little bit different from the major theme that has been throughout Superweek, primarily retro randomizers. And hopefully, I hope this will be a nice change of pace. Hopefully you all will enjoy it. And on the off chance that you're not very familiar with Sekiro, I'll be explaining as I go along and explain how the randomizer works and what kind of makes it a little bit unique and interesting. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. So let us begin a new game. Where is the timer? Let us begin. Alright, as we're beginning here, so the general idea for like the Sekiro randomizer, you probably would expect, as it would be, it's a randomizer. It randomizes key items, abilities, and other items throughout the game. There are a lot of options. If you're familiar with the Final Fantasy randomizer, a balloon, we do not need that. If you're familiar with the Final Fantasy randomizer, you know there's a lot of customizations for what you can do, what you control in terms of difficulty, and how things are shuffled and prioritized. The Sekiro randomizer also does similar stuff. This is pretty bad, but that's good. So that enemy right there, the purple dude, is a Shichiman warrior. Probably one of the most irritating enemies to get in the beginning if you were to aggro them. As what has just happened right now. So when that happens, we pretty much have to play it safe. In the beginning in the tutorial, we're pretty much dead if we get noticed by anything. And as I haven't mentioned it, we do have enemy randomizer going, so we have a lot of enemies that are shuffled around everywhere. But as for the randomizer goes, the settings we are using is fully shuffled, meaning that key items can be literally anywhere in the game, compared to, say, incentivized locations like the Final Fantasy randomizer. And pretty much anything can be anywhere. So we're pretty much doing fully shuffled settings with pretty much anything to be anywhere. As for the enemy randomizer, we're pretty much running standard settings. Anything can be shuffled anywhere. Bosses are shuffled, not randomized, so you will only see one occurrence of one boss, except for the tutorial boss, which we'll be seeing in just a moment. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so the question is, will we die right here? Maybe. No. Alright, now they have a little bit more breathing room. So, we just finished, this is essentially finishing up the tutorial area. There's going to be a boss fight as we go through here. However, the boss fight is completely optional and serves no purpose to fight other than you want to show off. We're trying to go for speed, and we're just going to let it kill us. Oh hey, it's Genichiro. Pretty much almost the vanilla boss that's normally here, except in one of his 3 incarnations. His cool blade incarnation. Alright, now that we're out of the tutorial, we can now actually start like looking for valuable items here. So for that, for example, the Shinobi prosthetic is essentially the item you want to see in the tutorial. There's an option for you to get another key item at the very beginning, the Young Lord's Bell Charm, which allows you to do a difficult side area very early, which can take upwards to 15 to 30 minutes depending upon what mini bosses get shuffled in. So that option is one of those that I love to have, but I hate when I have to actually go through with it. Ghost Monkey, okay. money. So, as I mentioned before, this is fully shuffled, meaning we can find items including upgrades, tools, and everything including in shops. So finding sources of money, experience, and other things is very important in this. Now, we spent a while, quite a few months ago, crafting race settings for this to figure out like what would be good ways to have a race for this. And one of the things is we have, say, attack power upgrades. Oh, we have a gunner right there, that's bad. Oh, flame barrel, that's really good. Okay, what do we have? We have chained ogre. Okay, we'll see if that's chained ogre 1 or 2. But yeah, so we had crafted out race settings quite a little bit ago. And the race settings were pretty much have everything be in restricted locations so they're easier to find, except for attack power upgrades. That way you're kind of forced to kind of search around and gives motivation to explore around the world. Because the world's very in-depth. And one of the things that I think really separates Sekiro from some of the other randomizers is that the kind of routing that you can do in response to the enemies that you run into and what you can do on the fly. Good, firecrackers. So, for anyone not familiar with Sekiro, the two tools we just picked up, the flame barrel and the firecrackers, are two of the most useful tools in the game. The flame barrel combined with an ability called Living Force gives you a lightsaber. It's really nice. And the firecrackers is a stunning ability, which... Ooh, a memory. Oh, that's not good. I don't think we're going to be able to buy all of this. Nope. Okay, we're going to be a little bit low on money. So this shopkeep had a memory and it had a shinobi text, which means that... There's that 2/3 chance. Which means that we need to spend a lot of money to be able to get an attack power upgrade, as well as get access to some of our skills. Now, one of those items will appear in another shop later that we can check out. But not both of them will, so we will have to check out at some point. Oh yeah, no, we're not fighting you. Alright, so quick explanation for what's going on with this mini-boss. So, a lot of mini-bosses have multiple versions of themselves. Chained Ogre has 2 versions. An early game version, which is usually your second or third mini-boss, depending upon what order you go in the game. And that's the second version, which is late game, and takes a really long time to kill. So we put them off for later. And that item we just picked up, the memory, that's our attack power upgrades. Okay, low level enemy, no experience. Leave him alone. Alright, as I'm looking across, I'm trying to see what mini boss is over there. So we have a mini boss coming up here in just a little bit. And is one of the first mini bosses which can be essentially a gatekeeper to you progressing in the game. Gourd Seed. Alright, oh, that's a lot of confetti. Alright, so confetti. Confetti is a nice weapon buff which gives you 25% increased damage against all enemies, and essentially allows you to fight undead enemies in this game. So those are really valuable consumables, and if you run out, you can get walled. It is not a fun experience to get walled by confetti. Alright, looks like we have a dog right there. Black gunpowder, not useful. We'll take out the puppy. Alright, we have a general. Namori Kawarada. Okay, he shouldn't be too bad. That move that he did while he was glowing. So here's an explanation for Sekiro's mechanics. You'll see that he has a health bar on the top left, as well as 2 red dots, as well as a bar in the middle. So Sekiro has multiple ways for you to defeat an enemy. You can either deplete their health, like you would expect in any video game, or you can take out their posture, which is the middle health bar on top. Which is essentially the way... Go away, Lone Shadow. Is essentially the more advanced way of fighting enemies. Because you can play cautiously... Ooh, another memory. and just focus on taking out their health, but that takes a long time. Whereas aggressive gameplay, you can focus on taking... Hello, Ogre 2. Ninja. And you can take out their posture, which is how you fight much more quickly or progress quickly in the game. And which is one of the reasons why I like the randomizer for Sekiro, because it allows you to be able to play or to fight enemies in very unique ways, say compared to, I don't want you to come over here to Centipede. Side frame that attack. Alright, so, like I said before, that's Ogre version 1. Oh, that's nice, good. We have access to more abilities now. Hint. Nothing from any chest. That's not too helpful. Very cooperative centipede. Yes, a very cooperative centipede. I'm actually very surprised that the centipede didn't do anything. So at the end there, you saw that the centipede started throwing fire bombs. That's just what they do. They panic, and they throw fire at you. For some reason, the centipede decided to be really nice to me and just didn't do anything. Like, it didn't attempt to attack, which they can, or throw fire bombs, which is really nice. Alright, so here's Headless. This is an undead enemy, which requires confetti, like I mentioned earlier. As for the enemy randomizer, one of the options, Depths of Sheen doesn't contain... Oh, that's not good to see. Depths of Ashina. That's a very broad area that has nothing. Okay. Alright, well that hint just pretty much cut out like 30% of the starting area for me to search. Bugger off, don't come up here. Thank you. But the undead, yeah. So with the enemy randomizer, we don't actually have the Headless randomized, because if we had gotten one where we got the General Namori Kaburada, well time stomp, early game, uh-oh. Okay, so we might need to go back for that book. Was instead of Headless, we would easily be walled here, especially if it was one of the high-level Headless. And we just simply would not be able to progress through the game. There are ways to like deal with Headless with options in the randomizer. One is to simply do not randomize, which is honestly my preference. The other is you can turn off their slow fog effect, which works, but I'm not personally a fan of turning off enemy mechanics to just be able to put them anywhere. So, a couple of the options that you can do with the enemy randomizer. Or if you don't want to suffer, just don't turn the enemy randomizer on. Alright, I should have checked that guy for experience. That guy actually could have been a high-level Harada mob. Alright, so nothing exciting is going to be happening for a little bit. We'll be coming up to a new boss here in a little bit. But right now, I haven't really had much time to explain what the goal is and what we're currently looking for right now. So, the goal for the game is, well, to beat the game, clearly. But there are 4 different endings that you can do, but only 2 are really very different. One is the Shura ending, which is the very early ending, which we will not be doing. We could finish that one in maybe an hour, hour and a half, pretty consistently. So that's one we tend to avoid. Instead, we're going to be doing the what is called the Immortal Severance ending, which is where you essentially free an immortal from his eternal prison of eternal life. But to do that, we need quite a few items. So there's 2 different major segments of the game. Like, in a lot of games like Final Fantasy and other games have very different parts of the game where the world is altered after you make certain decisions. We will find 3 different items which will alter the world and progress the story. So 3 items we need is a lotus, a shelter stone, and something called the Mortal Blade, which would be very nice to find early because that increases our damage by a ton. But the other two items don't do anything except are just required. So the Mortal Blade gives us a lot of damage. But once we get those 3 items, we will progress the story to what is called the First Invasion. The First Invasion will change the main area of the castle when we get there to have many different mobs, new items for us to check, and a new boss, which can also progress the game and have valuable items. But once we get through there, we need one more item to continue advancing the story, and that's a branch, a fragrant branch, which is used to finish a potion so we can go to someplace called the Divine Realm. And in the Divine Realm, we can go fight a dragon, which is essentially... Please don't blow me up. Which is essentially the penultimate goal of any game in fantasy, regardless if it's based on Japanese lore or not. Pretty much the penultimate goal is to fight a dragon. And then after that, we pretty much have one last phase, which is the Second Invasion, which we can then access the final boss, as long as we have the secret passage key. Alright, so let's see, what boss do we get? No, we're not fighting that right now. Okay, so this is the first boss you would normally fight. However, this boss will take quite a while to fight with the gear that we have. We have neither the spear tool nor the firecracker tool right now. We can go get the firecracker tool, but that would take a little bit more time than what we have. So what we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of one of the possible options you can have to make your life better, is the fact of this door. This door right here that we walked through a little bit ago is not normally open. And we can do this as sidetrack. There is another option that you can enable, which is enemy scaling based on where they're placed in the game. Which just means you can pretty much just get any boss, any enemy, anywhere, and you won't really notice the difference. Which, honestly, if you're fairly new to Randomizer for Sekiro, then it's honestly a really good option to have. But if you're like me and like stupidly, pointlessly long fights, then you probably won't turn that option on. Nice shot. Almost nice shot. Alright, grab this idol. Alright, so maybe a little bit more explanation. So the idols that I'm picking up and resting at, they are waypoints that we can travel between, which is a common theme in... Okay, 3-story pagoda. I gotta purchase this? No. I guess I'm not getting that hint after all. But it's a common theme between all Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro games, where they're waypoints and you can teleport between them. Essentially just fast travel. Probably a little bit more rudimentary and a lot more restricted than, say, something in Skyrim, for example. Take you out. That was a decent experience. I still have not looked at my skills and I need to do that. I also need to go back and go buy that book now, because now we have money. But those allow us to fast travel, and that idol particularly that I picked up there will allow us to come back to this spot again, which will grant us access to the other side of the valley there, once we have a tool called Puppeteer, which will allow us to take possession of an enemy to do, well, fly a kite for us. Yellow gunpowder, not helpful. And the reason why, so I've been picking up a lot of items here that are not very helpful right now, such as yellow gunpowder. Those are, there's a memory, more attack power, good. Those are items which are used to upgrade your prosthetic, your tool, such as firecrackers, spear, flame barrel. However, given how much time that it can take to possibly invest into that, and depending upon how useful the tools might be, it's often, at least when you're going for pure speed and not doing bingo, ow, puppy, to not bother with it. However, if you're doing bingo, it may be required to go get an upgrade, which is incredibly difficult to do. I think one bingo card I've ever done for this, have I managed to get a square for the bingo for one of the upgrades. You. I gotta get rid of you. Alright, specifically why I'm getting rid of him. He is what we call a sucker. They suck the life force from you and make you enfeebled, which means you will die instantly once you get hit. Ooh, that's nice. And why is that a problem? Well, nice locking up. Well, dying in any reason is really a problem here. Even though, so, I haven't died yet, so I haven't really gotten to show off the whole revival mechanic. But there's a revival mechanic in this game, which when you die, you get a fixed number of revivals, depending upon how much you've stored up to be able to revive after you die. Hence the name, Sekiro, shadows die twice. Or 3 times, or possibly 4 times. But I think that's the limit to how many times a shadow can die. Blood smoke. That could be useful. We'll see. So blood smoke is a ninjutsu which, well, it creates a smoke screen. Enemies caught in that will be stunned. Non-mini bosses can be death blowed from behind. Dying is bad. Okay, exactly. Dying is bad. Honestly, so in the speedrun, it's actually kind of amusing that your first death is actually very time consuming. So, what some speedrunners will actually take some mid-air combat arts. I'm hoping that other martial art there, the blue circle, is going to be Mikiri counter, which is a very useful tool. But other speedrunners will take like an early death just to get rid of that, because like in a lot of Dark Souls, a lot of other Souls-born Sekiro is like the whole genre name at this point. Very obtuse name. But in the whole genre that is Souls, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, here, you're likely to die. So I frame that. You know, I lost my train of thought there. I forget exactly what I was going to say. You're likely to die. Pretty much it. You're going to possibly die. So, it's taking advantage of that early death to get the cutscene out of the way helps with speedruns. Oh. Nope, please don't. That red hat enemy is a endgame mob. Pretty much, also that red hat guy. Alright, so dungeon is awful, I do not like it. Defeating a mini-boss minigame location technique. Okay, that's good to know. So we're going to need to beat a mini-boss coming up soon. Maybe the one down here. Or probably not. This Masanaga. Oh no, long swordsman. Okay, we can actually take this guy. This guy won't be too bad. Please do not... Yeah, please don't do that. Alright, so the whole running through the wall. So this is a fun little fact here, is that this floor, as well as quite a few other floors in the game, are a double floor. They have like 2 hitboxes associated with them. And for whatever reason, those hitboxes causes enemies like Long Swordsman here, also some of the other enemies, to just randomly float through the ground, through the walls, and in the air. I don't know why it happens. The physics to me doesn't make sense. But they'll sometimes float through the wall like what just happened there. Because, you know, physics, it's a suggestion. And I think, honestly, that's just a good mantra for the whole Soul series at this point. Physics, it's a suggestion. Monk. Nope. Ow. Oh, you guys are gonna be painful. So, yeah, look at that guy. Like the fireworks? I don't, that hurts. Don't mind me, just stealing your stuff. Oop. Don't get sandwiched. Hey look, a cricket. I will never understand the sound effects for gunshots and when they hit you. It makes no sense. There we go. That's one of the key items we need. I'm sorry, I'm just actually kind of stunned with that. That is the first time after maybe like 50 to 100 of these that I've done where I've actually finally found a required item in a shop. I'll be honest, I'm kind of beside myself with finding that. Because I'm tired of getting the hint at the beginning that says, nothing in shops are required. Thanks. Really helpful information there. Cricket. So this cricket here has a static drop, which normally drops a gate key. Which is honestly pretty useless most of the time, but has been very valuable in the past. Alright. So this is where routing gets kind of a little bit hairy right now. So at this point, we have 3 choices essentially, kind of 2.5 of where we can go. We can go back to our left, which we can go down to what is called the Ashina Depths. There's a lot of stuff down there. We're required to go down there. But we got a hint earlier that nothing is in the depths. So I don't want to go that way. At all. Until I really absolutely have to. I don't know why I opened this door. Why did I open this door? I'm not thinking. I need to open this door. Well, that door's open if I decide to go to the Moonview Tower. The other direction is upwards towards the castle. Castle we have to go do as well. There is a boss fight on top that must be done to progress the story. Or we can go through the castle, which is that kind of half option. We go through the castle a little bit, jump past it, and go to a place called Sunken Valley. Oh, hello, Okami Warrior. Alright, missile launcher. That's not good. Memory, that is good. Where are the rockets coming from? Okay, lots of gunners, lots of bad. Guy with cannon, not good. Alright, now that I'm... Hello? Grapple, please. Grapple. Grapple. I will always question how grappling works sometimes. Just chooses not to. Alright, that's Grandma. Don't... Grabby-goo? Yeah, Grabby-goo. Those guys grab you, they hold you still, everything else kills you while they grab you. Yeah, we have 2.5 choices right now. Pretty much I'm hoping right now at the top of the castle, we don't get some horrendous boss. That's all I could really ask for right now. But knowing my luck, and you know, marathon luck and all that jazz, we're probably going to get the worst boss, which is Demon of Hatred. Okay. Trying to plan out my route now. I need to go back and buy those items. I have enough money to do that now. So we're gonna do that. So what we're going to do, we're gonna make it to the dojo in here, which is on the 2nd floor. Grab that checkpoint. Please don't shoot me. Hi, puppy. I'm gonna go to the dojo, and then we're going to teleport out of there. We're gonna go get our tools. Gokon. Not entirely helpful. And then we're gonna go buy that memory, and we're gonna go buy that book. And then after that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and fight Guardian Ape, which is at the first boss location. Because at that point, we're gonna have firecrackers, which... One of the main things about firecrackers is that it stuns beast types. Monkeys, puppies, giant horrendous gorillas, which like to throw their poo at you. And yeah, so I'd like that. I'd also would like the spear, but sadly we didn't find it yet, and there is no guarantee that we'll get it in time. I mean, technically, okay, so here's another option that's kind of nice to know. If you don't want to end up in a situation like this where you don't have the options, there is a tool for the enemy randomizer to connect the item randomization with the enemy randomization process. which will get you the spear. But I don't tend to do that just simply because, well, I like this to be as hard as possible and be as interesting as possible. And here, have fun with an on-screen tip. You know, one thing I've always kind of wondered, when did on-screen tips become a popular thing? When was that, like, such a big thing? Oh, nice shot. I'm definitely not way over there. Okay, that was a little bit closer. I shouldn't need more than this. Memory. Alright, we got what we need. Yeah, when did on-screen tips become helpful? Probably when loading screens actually became like a big thing. Because, you know, with all the retro games that we've watched throughout this, like from Pokemon... Actually, Final Fantasy is in 2 days, right? Yeah, I think Final Fantasy is in 2 days in the marathon. They have a little bit until that, but a lot of the retro games that have been played essentially load instantly. This is kind of bad. I do not know which one I want to grab. Okay, there's Mikiri, good. We'll do that. Okay, back here, let's fight the monkey. So that skill right there, Mikiri counter, there are certain types of attacks that you cannot block or deflect, such as sweeps, you have to jump over them, and thrust attacks which can be blocked, which can be deflected, such as moving out of the way but not blocked, which depends upon your timing when you hit the block button. But Mikiri counter says, nope, you're gonna thrust at me, I'm just gonna stomp on your thingy. Your spear. Hello. Oh, what are you doing? You know, one thing I've always marveled at is this monkey's complete lack of ability to, like, hit me at weird elevations. Too far away. Yeah, for some reason it's like when with elevations are weird, he just cannot hit me. I should be able to finish. Oh, no. I missed a hit. So now he's gonna run away. So my whole goal for this first phase is literally just, I want to prevent him from running away. So it doesn't take nearly as long. You know, I never really thought of the irony here about how the boss here, so the actual voice lines and the text, the subtitle text, it belongs to the original bosses. So Gyobu is the original boss, and the first thing he says after his phase 1 is that you will not take his head. Never really considered the irony of having this enemy here. Ugh. Yeah, just elevation with this guy. Oh, oh. Okay, don't hit him anymore. So the reason I would like the spear, as you'll see at the end of this, is that he has a centipede in him. I'd like to rip that out, and the spear lets you do that. Thank you. But without the spear, we kind of have to go slowly. We're also lacking Mortal Draw. So our damage is also really low. Alright, fall on me. Oop, stun. Okay, so I should be able to hit you all times here. And there it is. But yeah, the spear would have been nice because with honestly just 2 spears you can actually finish the fight really quickly. I'm gonna grab this. This one isn't as important because I'm honestly not wanting to go fight Bull, the extra mini boss coming up here, because it's unlikely to have something, as well as it's honestly just a royal pain. Because it can be a very tough mini boss, as well as have a bunch of enemies in it which will not leave you alone. Okay, grab that. Alright, so I should probably explain why I'm committing acts of atrocity of animal abuse. So that enemy right there in the normal game is a badger, which is a spy that is opposing essentially the country that we are kind of helping and fighting and dismantling all at the same time? Question mark? And taking out that, ooh, there's another text, good. Flame barrel, important key, leaderless Ashina, guarded by a boss. Okay, so we'll get that automatically. But taking that enemy out will progress the storyline for this guy, which will allow us to progress the main story for the main invasion, which allows us to move into the rest of the story and actually be able to progress in the game. As a fun side note, and something that also really irks me with this game, there are a lot of triggers in this game which are not set to be you possessing an item, rather you interacting with a thing, or talking with an NPC. So if I cancel dialogue too early, I don't really want to go up the Bull. I see no reason to do that. So we're going to go to Castle. If it ends up being the last place we have to check, it'll end up being the last place we have to check. But yeah, there's a lot of just triggers which are just you finishing a dialogue of an NPC. Okay, travel back to the dojo. And the item you get is actually worthless. For example, the fragrant branch that we will be getting later is normally not required, actually. It's literally just a vanity item in the games. Like, it gives it to you, but nothing in the game, the code actually checks for it at all. But upon, of course, my request, because of course it has to be my fault, that item is actually not required in the randomizer. Because you know what? The game isn't hard enough. We need all the items to be required as we expect them to be. Maybe a balloon. What do we have? We have... Can't see it, so this is True Monk. Okay, so we gotta set up some stuff here. Yep, here she comes. Alright, I want Ash. Yasha. Can I don't think I'm gonna be able to manage this part. Okay, problem, I don't have Mikiri counter. So meaning, I'm gonna have to fight this enemy without being able to have pretty much the hardest hitting thing when it comes to doing posture damage to her. Yep. Phase 1 done. Fun fact, you can stun lock her with Ash. Honestly, I probably didn't even need to use the Yashariku sugar. So that sugar that I use increases my vitality damage by 25%. And different sources say different things. Your posture damage by anywhere between 50 to 75%, which is one of the main reasons I was able to beat her right there without taking all of her health out again. That's not very common in this phase. Nice jump there. Alright, well, she's dead. Let's see who boss number 2 is. Broken graphics. Of course! Of course it's Demon of Hatred. The literal most lengthy fight in the entire game. Of course. Alright, there's my first death. That's kind of problematic. Yeah, 6 phase Ashina Castle fight. Yeah, I don't have that safety option turned on. Alright, so we're probably gonna die here. So this fight isn't necessarily the hardest, oops, but it is the lengthiest. Uh oh. Hitboxes, please. That's actually really bad. So the monk's hitbox right there is still active, and I cannot walk through it. Also, worse yet, Demon of Hatred can't walk through that. Meaning he could get stuck, which is one of the worst things to happen. Come on, give me an opening. Nope. Honestly, I need to use that stun to get a resurrection thing. Make it to phase 2. Oh wow, you didn't stand there. That's bad. Normally when he does that move, he just kind of stands there. Alright. We should be okay now, because now he's going to be stunned for a little bit. I do not have a Jesus statue. Never mind. We might be screwed. Alright. good. Alright, not much really happening here with this fight, but yeah, this boss is literally the tankiest boss in the game. It's not the hardest, but it is the tankiest, and it takes a long time to kill. So, even with like the actual attack power that you would normally have in the game, it still takes a while. It's a whole, I'd say, well, I think I broken. That's bad. Even with like everything up there, it can still take like upwards to a minute. Which is fairly long for like what the speedrun does. Considering most enemies die in 10 seconds because of how powerful you get. No, get back here. I'm not done with you. Alright, phase 3. So, a little bit of word to anyone who may... I don't want to do that. Who may be considering doing this. There is an option to make bosses have the same amount of phases that they normally would. So normally, this boss up here would have 3 phases. We have double that. We have 6 phases total. That's close. But I have that option turned off, as you can see. Because, you know, it's always more entertaining to have the more painful options. So my grapple wasn't there. Come back here. I'm not done with you. Okay. No, don't do that. Yep. 2 triple headbutts. So, one thing that, like, in the Souls community we like to joke about are the excruciatingly, like, rare moves some enemies do. Demon of Hatred's like really rare ability is the triple headbutt. And he did 2 of them at this time. Okay, victory. That was a fight. So yeah, that's probably the longest fight we're gonna have this entire run. That is, except for the first boss, which was not the hardest one, we could have gotten another 3-phase boss fight along with Demon of Hatred, and that would have been the worst. Yeah, nothing good. Not even worth our time, even though this fight is actually required. And fights like these are one of the reasons why there's a huge variance in the runtime. So I think I scheduled for 4.5 hours for this run, but it's been a while since I've gone over 3 hours. But even still, like with fights like that, which can take, that probably took maybe 10 minutes. I honestly have no idea how long that took. I can't actually see the timer from where I'm at, but that was probably one of the longest fights that you'll have, with 6 attack power, which isn't too bad. Normally you fight Demon of Hatred with 13. Alright, gotta talk to the kid. So this dialogue sequence is something that's required to do. It has a lot of triggers associated with the story, progressing story. I should go get skills now because I actually have skill points. And other things, so... We're gonna be doing one more dialogue sequence. Hello, that's a flamethrower dude down there. We're gonna do one more dialogue sequence, and that's with this guy, who was the guy that we had to unlock a little bit ago with the earlier boss. We have to ask about the Mortal Blade, which he doesn't really tell us where it's at, but he does talk about it. And then after that, that grants us access to one more boss. Oh, hello. I have made something very angry at me. It's probably a ghost monkey. Nope, it's a gunner. That's a little bit more worse than a ghost monkey. Alright, another shopkeep. What do you have? Memory, Saint Ishin, 5,000 sen. That is the highest amount of money that something can cost in this run. Yeah, we're probably never getting that. Well, we might actually, because that, I think, is going to be his drop item that is on his body later on as the story progresses. So, spoilers, he dies. All right. Now the choices where we have to go. We've got three choices. We have the depths, which are required no matter what. We have Senpo, which we already did reverse Senpo, which is why I kind of want to go to Senpo Temple. We have Sunken Valley, but we don't have the Gunfort key, which will grant us access to pretty much anything valuable. We can clear out the rest of the castle there. We haven't cleared out the dojo, which has a mini-boss and 3 items. There's also a treasure chest that we can pick up with 2 items nearby, and another mini-boss in front. So there's a lot of stuff we can go clear up back there, but they take time. Hence why we're not doing it. What do we have? Oh, Centipede. Okay, good. How much Yasha do we have? We got 3? Okay. Hello. Alright, that's Giraffe. Okay. His original name is Long Arm Centipede Giraffe. I don't know how oh, hey, perfect. Mibu. Okay, so that ability, we got a hint earlier about a technique to meet the divine dragon. That's what that was. Mibu breathing technique. It allows you to swim underwater, because why not? Okay, nothing good. Oh, there's a carp right there. Okay, so... No, I don't want that yet. So there's a carp right there. I need that. Let's grab this. There's another carp right there. Nothing good here. Okay, nothing too amazing yet. Alright, so kind of quick explanation. The skill I just picked up allows me to counter thrust type attacks. I can step on people's spears to prevent them from stabbing me. And then I also picked up a skill called, I don't know if it was ascending or descending carp, but the carps are essentially skills which increase your... Why is this here? That shouldn't be there right now. Increases your posture damage by deflecting. Which is, as with a lot of my kills have been through posture breaks rather than vitality breaks. Because before, you can either take their health out, or you can take out their posture. And that will allow you to land a death blow. Hello. Oh, well, that's bad. Oh, I just got shot in the back. Alright, monkey does not have a gun. Badger. Stop throwing stuff at me. Alright. So here's what I'm hoping to find here. I'm hoping to either, one, find some useful hints. So the boss we're about to fight soon. Oh, hello. Random floating enemy. They're about to fight soon is, alright. Shinobi Hunter, he should be fine. Is going to give us a lot of hints. I don't have Vault Over. And I'm hoping for information about certain stuff. As in, do I need to go to Sunken Valley? Where are you? There you are. Alright, well. A little sloppy, but we got him. Okay, we got money. Or I'm hoping to pick up, like, actually get something useful for here, like Mortal Blade. Mortal Blade would speed up this tremendously, depending upon when we get it. Because I believe we picked up mid-air combat arts, which, when you do an aerial combat art, increases the damage by 30%, I think is the number. Lizard. Excuse me, Lizard. Please, let me go through. Excuse me. Lizard. That's always a fun thing about game physics. I did not want to do that. I also don't want you to do that either. Please don't do that. Please refrain from cannoneering when I'm trying to pick up stuff. Thank you. But yeah, like, game physics is just amusing. Oh, I went too far up. No, go away. Oh, good. Yeah, jump down there. Thank you. Alright, so for anyone who doesn't know, that is literally the most annoying in the entire game. Annoying enemy in the entire game. Like, no enemy remotely compares to it. Because not only is he a spinning windmill of death, he can throw stuff at you, he also laughs at you. And by laugh at you, I mean he just runs away as like, haha, you can't catch me. Another thing would be good, like, we're actually pretty good on attack power right now. We have 6 attack power. So in race settings, when we tested these out a long time ago, the average attack power that you would have would be about 8 or 9, somewhere in between there. And that would be more than sufficient to beat the game with. But obviously the more powerful you are, the more quickly you will go. But we're more likely to get up towards 11, 12, maybe even 13 attack power in these settings because, well, we're searching literally everywhere. We have to. Because it's fully shuffled rather than be race settings. Okay, we got a chicken, we got a guy with a torch. Got an angry chicken. Alright, I want to have a little bit more health before going into the den of beasts. Oh, actually this isn't so bad. Okay, maybe it's a little bit more bad. There are guns in here. Run away. There are also missile launchers in here. Perfect. Alright, I didn't notice you. Aqua Sugar? No. Senpo, like, rarely has anything. So this randomizer is actually fairly young. It's only, let's say, a few months old. And there's only been... oh, hold on. 1 second. Excuse me. I forgot to do something real quick. No, don't do that. And the developer has been kind of like working on various different things. He's been working on Dark Souls 3 Fogwall Randomizer, which is essentially entrance randomizer. All right, Juzo. That is common and prevalent in many other games. Don't do that. Alright, there we go. Yeah, he's been working on Dark Souls 3 entrance randomizer. He's also the developer for the Dark Souls 3 item randomizer and the Dark Souls 1 fog wall randomizer. Namori Kawarada again. Okay. Hello, who do we have? Lizard! It's always a lizard! Come back here! Okay. Shinobi Hunter. I don't know who's throwing stuff at me up there, but that's not good. But yeah, the developer, the fifth Matt is his name. Oh, that's okay, that's... Okay, I don't like this. I am very unhappy with the situation. Okay. Hello. Go away. Okay, so fun fact. This special arena is essentially a puzzle boss. It is designed around the idea that you would be figuring out how to defeat the enemies. Okay, good. I think your AI just leashed. Alright. But once you know like the little tricks, it's actually one of the most excruciatingly easy bosses out there. Where did you go? Great, I don't know where he went. But in Randomizer, and one of the reasons why I really like it, is that all the little like easy mobs that are normally in here are replaced with challenging mobs. Mobs which, shall we say, are a little bit more frightening and can lead to death. You know, dying's bad. What do you think? His AI broke. There we go. His AI broke for a second there due to pathing. Alright, let's pull in the money. But yeah, this boss fight's actually like really interesting. It has like well-known strats to make it much easier, such as go for the back left. They're normally monkeys, is what they are. They're these little folding screen door monkeys. Okay, nothing good there. 2 more items to check, and then hints. Which normally the back monkey is what you would go for last in the speedrun. But here you want to go for it like at most second, otherwise you just get overwhelmed by a bunch of enemies chasing you across the world, and it's excruciatingly painful. Alright, we can get some skills. I want the carp. How much? We need 1 more skill point for that, and let's see what these are. Vault over, that would be good. Alright, let's go check the hints now. We've also picked up quite a few other hints as well, but I've grown kind of fond of waiting to read the hints that I pick up until I get to here. So it's like it's just done in one big batch rather than every 10 seconds I open my inventory and search through it. Lack of any items, mini boss in Ashina's capital. Okay, so none of the mini bosses in Ashina Castle is required. Okay, so that kind of kills a lot of my plans to go there and deal with them soon. Bear Flame, but any boss in Sprawling Buddhist Temple. Thank you. So, Sprawling Buddhist Temple, where we're at. The boss here, well, we just fought, has nothing. Thank you, game. I appreciate the very helpful hint. Boss and Valley Monkeys will give you an important ability. Okay, that's not good. So, there are 2 important abilities here. Mibu Breathing Technique, which we already have. And, I went too far. And Puppeteer. Okay, nothing can be found for any powerful enemy in a past memory. They can find any treasure in Central. Okay. How do I want to handle this now? I'm gonna go to Sunken Valley. I can't do a ton there, but I can go underwater. Actually, you know what? We have Mibu. Let's take advantage of that. So this is what we're gonna go do. We're gonna be doing some underwater checks, as well as talk to Fujioka right here, because he might have something nice. Nope, he has nothing of value whatsoever. Quickest way to check all of this, let's go to Abandoned Dungeon Underground Waterway first. It's like 7 items there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 items. 6, 7, I don't remember. It's a lot. But we'll start doing some underwater checks. Desaku's note. Also, I didn't do the thing that I said I was going to do, and that was read the hints. We're going to do that right now, because we just picked up another hint. All those little notes and lore items have been turned into hints, which can be either the least helpful or the most helpful in the game. There's another hint. Alright, let's start reading notes. Time for lore. Sir, won't find anything in a deeper alternate path. Wow, I've gotten 2 hints that pretty much says don't go to this entire area. It's awful. Search for treasure, centipede extractor. In the past. Okay, that's the spear. Starler beast, we got it already. Search for treasure. Bidden, spirit fall, past memory. Okay, that's okay. Capital, now on the ground. Important item on the ground. Okay. So it could be any of the 3 items in the dojo. It can be some of the underwater items or the items leading towards Sunken Valley. But we're gonna go there. Okay, travel to Abandoned Dungeon Bottomless Hole. We're gonna work our way out of here. Check the underwater item. We're gonna clear out the reservoir. Alright, pick that item up. Ceramic shard. Sadly not helpful. Alright, there's the past. Okay, Kuronosuke Matsumoto. Alright, let's see if he has anything. So this is, kind of outside the capital a little bit. So this guy could actually have something. Theoretically. Of course he does not, because why would he? Oh, Shizu. Hi. Alright, so here's the first mini-boss, which is probably the most hilarious and probably the most annoying at the same time. Shizu. Come on, hit me. So Shizu is honestly a very easy boss if you have damage. You can literally just wail on her. But if you don't have like a ton of damage or a ton of vitality, she can actually get some sneaky hits on you. But she aggroes the moment you are in line of sight, so she can start sniping you with her lightning balls. Immediately. Which isn't the worst thing, but if you've got her plus like 5 other snipers which can see you immediately, which the snipers in this game also have increased aggro radius, which will pretty much lead to your imminent demise. Alright, we got 4 items over here to check. And yeah, then I guess we're going to Sunken Valley. That'll probably have the next amount of useful stuff, considering the hint that we checked. We know something is valuable in here. Go check the dojo items real quick. That's actually kind of nice. That would give me living force. Alright, teleport out of here. Be slightly faster. Oh, something randomly died. So, fun fact for all the Souls games, Bloodborne, Sekiro. The physics in this game is a suggestion. So enemies will randomly fall through the world to their death. Geshina Castle. Kudo's room, this will be faster. And it's honestly kind of hilarious. You just get a random amount of experience as you're just playing through the game. It's like, oh hey, that's neat. Still so much dust. If only someone could open a door for me right next to me. So that little interaction there, there is a little bit of, say, a story interaction that you can do. Yeah, we're definitely not fighting you. I'm glad I got that hint. He is not required, thankfully. Unstoppable, find a key to a silvergrass field, late game location. Okay, so there it is. We can't get out of here normally because of fog wall, so we gotta do this. So we got a hint. He is not required. We will not be fighting him. 2 reasons. 1, well, he's not required, so why fight him? 2, he is also the beefiest boss if you don't have the spear, which we currently do not have. Because the spear, on top of being able to rip out centipedes of possessed enemies, it also has the ability to strip armor from enemies which are very large, namely Shigekichi, Red Guard. That's horrible RNG. Come on, spin, thank you. I got some pretty bad RNG there. Oh man, that's actually really bad. Alright, nothing good from Headless. We're running out of items. Where, oh where could this important item be? Oh where could it be? Is it up here or is it down there? Who knows? Not helpful. But you want to know something helpful. So, fun fact. The Headless. The Headless are, they're based on a Japanese demon called a Kappa demon, even though they look nothing alike. Yeah, that's not good. And their only real similarities outside of appearance is their one habit to, we didn't find anything here. I don't like this. That means we've either missed something, or I'm just not checking something. But they both have the habit of trying to search for something called the Shirokodama, I believe is what it's called. And yeah, it's not located in a very nice spot, and they rip it out of you. That's about as much as I'm going to say. It is reading to do if you're interested in Japanese folklore. Alright, the wheels in my head are turning. We got a hint that says something. Sabimaru location. Okay. Now I'm remembering now. So, the item that I'm thinking of right now where it's going to be is going to be near a mini-boss and in a treasure chest. Alright, here's your first look at the Headless. Alright, and I failed. Okay, careful. Failed deflect, which is bad. Pacifying agent, need that now. Why are you idling? Stop it. do that. Alright, so I talked about this earlier. About how, like, these enemies can be, they can essentially hard lock a run if you get them in the wrong place. Oh, that's really helpful. That is a required item. Alright, they can essentially hard lock it. The reasoning is because you may have noticed as they hit me, for that last hit that I deflected, I took damage. And you take damage from their hits even if you deflect them, unless you have Divine Confetti equipped. If you don't have it equipped, you will take it regardless if you block or deflect. If you have it equipped, you'll only take damage if you block and fail to deflect. But the thing is, that's pretty much the big killer for it. Ow, don't do that. And so they're pretty much locked by a consumable. However, they have a slowing mist, which I dispelled a few times in that fight. With that gone, you can actually do a couple tricks. That's good. Now I have access to infinite Divine Confetti. Such as unlocked attacking, which is not something I usually do for them because it's, in a lot of situations, faster just to deflect them. But they can hard lock a game. Or hard lock a run. I think I've reset once before I decided, yeah, we're not randomizing headless anymore. For runs. We didn't get a hint for this mini boss, so we're gonna take it out. What do we have? Masanaga. That or Vile Hand? Yep, Masanaga. Nope. Oh, you are the worst one. So this Masanaga can summon dogs. There are 2 Masanagas out there. One has poison hands, because he doesn't like to wash his hands. And one summons dogs, which is this one. The one that summons dogs, you kind of have to be extremely aggressive with, or you have a bunch of dogs to deal with. If you have the whistle, it's not so bad. So the whistle tool can actually make the dogs go insane and will attack their owner, but it's not guaranteed. So it's best just do not let the dogs. Ah, well, there we go. He killed me. At least you know who let the dogs out. After all these years, we know who let the dogs out. Oh. Prayer bead, vanilla item. But yeah, no, he's absolutely terrible. He's one of... Oh, we're already being sniped at. That's not good. Grapple, please. Alright, so we got 2 snipers over there. Use, please. Alright, let's go. Yep, there he is. Ghost sniper and a regular sniper. Grapple, please. Grab that. Grab this. But yeah, fighting Masanaga at low levels is just horrendous. Especially if you get the dogs, you pretty much just want to just teleport out of there. Just reset the fight. But there are safeties you can turn on, so anyone who might be interested in running this, there are a ton of safeties that I just simply do not have turned on that can make your life a lot better. You don't have to search everything, you don't need to know where everything is, you just need to know where beads, memories, gourd seeds, and tools are. For the most part, there's a list. There's a whole list associated with it to look at. And life becomes easier. You can also just turn off the enemy randomizer as well. Because let's be honest, who wants to spend their day suffering? Midair deflection. I need both anyways, okay. Living force, devotion. Okay, living force is good. We now have our lightsaber. I guess who we get to test it out on. Hello, Shikiboo. Alright, pretty easy mini-boss. This mini-boss is about a mid-game mini-boss where you have about maybe 3, 4, at most 5 attack power. We got 6. So he's gonna go by pretty quickly. Masanaga, the one we just fought, was essentially maybe the third farthest mini-boss that you can do in the game. Shigekichi, the red guard that we skipped a while back in the dojo, was essentially the beefiest, as well as the essential final mini-boss of the game. We got a sucker right there. So, we're starting to get to the point to where, like, our damage just makes us go really fast. Water the palace, okay. Not helpful because we know nothing is in the depths. Memories might be there though. I'm getting the feeling a lot of memories, attack upgrades are gonna be in the depths though. So I'll probably go down there and do race strats to kind of zip through there, but pick up some items along the way. Alright, we don't have the gun fork key, so we cannot continue through here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the dojo would be fastest. No, the antechamber would be faster because the door is already open. Oh well. And we're gonna go check out the items in the basement here. And something... I think this will be faster than opening the door and have 3 things just try to maul me to death. Alright, lizard. Oh, that's bad. Lizard plus grabby goo. That is really bad. Please let go. Thank you. Gotchin. Litecoin purse. Anti-air death blow. That's not what I want to see. Fun fact. Okay. Not fun fact. Your hitbox does not shrink as you jump. It will shrink, however, if you have mid-air deflection, but I did not pick that up. Okay, there's 2 more items down here, and then that's it. One of these 2 items... Oh, hi. Hello there, Shikanori. You are going to die very fast. Well, maybe not. You have a friend. Hello, don't mind me, I'm just stealing your stuff. Nope, where is this? Okay, we're gonna go to the past. So, I think that hint. Okay, so this is where the hints can be a little bit cryptic, I think. So we got a hint that something in Ashina's capital was on the ground, which should be the castle. But there are 2 invasions which can add new items in there. So it's probably referring to later in the game after we've commenced the invasions. Monkey. Okay. Fun biology fact. Monkeys have good eyesight. Don't know if that's actual biology or the game just made it so, but monkeys will always find you. One fish. Two fish. Red fish. Blue fish. Okay. I didn't get anything of value from that. Purchase. Yeah. We'll take one mind and Akko's. I'm good with that. Alright, so chain across, one mind, floating passage. Don't have a lot there. So the thing that I just got, one mind, is a combat art. I really have not been using them at all because, well, one, not many of them are the most amazing things, and outside of certain situations, there's a spear that's good. But one mind's pretty cool. It grants us the power of anime. Okay, got a Spectre there. I'm trying to remember the hint we got for the past. We got something for the past. We got, I think, a Forbidden Spirit Fall. I think we got hints about items which are helpful, but not valuable. For the past. But the deeper alternative past that we got a hint for said it was worthless. Hello, puppy. Oh, hello. No, bad chicken, go away. That's shiny. Bad chicken, no. Oh, that's not painful or anything. Can I do this here? Because this is something fun that's fun to show off. Oh, no, I can't. Come back here. The centipede got in my way. There we go. This is kind of fun to show off, because when you do that with those enemies, it one-shots just about everything. It's not a full pure one-shot. It is just a massive amount of damage, but it pretty much one-shots everything. So those enemies are very fun to take advantage of in the overworld, if you can. Especially if you're fighting a mini-boss. Oh, hi, Ishin monkey. Excuse me. That monkey is the scariest monkey in the entire game. Alright, there's a sucker right there. We're gonna have to deal with him. Two more skill points and then we get Devotion. So Devotion is a skill which will double the duration of the sugar I just used, which is increased stealth, and increase the duration of other sugars by 50%. Ow, stop shooting me. And that's what happens when you use firecrackers on a monkey. Auto stuns them, opens them up for death blow. Not helpful. Also works on dogs, works on, let's see, works on dogs, monkeys. What other beast types are even in this game? Because I know puppies and monkeys are very common animals in Japanese folklore. I'm trying to think what else there is. I mean, I guess there's technically those like fish dog enemies, but they're puppies. They're still dogs, and I think there's one right below me. Oh, there's one right there actually. Does it work on lizards? think it does. Oh yeah, chickens. Those guys are brutal. Hey, look. Chickens always said they would get revenge for KFC. That's just how they're doing it. They thought they would invade the United States. No, they came from Japan. How popular is KFC over in Japan? I know there's some other countries where like KFC is like a gourmet restaurant. I think Japan was one of the ones that I read that had actually KFC was a very popular and like fancy, thought of as a fancy restaurant. But I don't remember. I've also never been to Japan, so I don't know for certain. Visible puppy. Bad puppy. Static item drop. Oh yeah, something I didn't mention. Some enemies have like static drops. Pretty good KFC TV spots, but no clue on the actual popularity. Ah, some good TV spots. And yeah, I don't know, I figured they'd be pretty popular. Because given all the wacky game shows that Japan has, like Japan is like the epitome of hilarious television, or just weird television. So anywhere where there's TV is probably pretty popular. Alright, that's my dad. He's dead. Bye, Dad. I'm trying to think. So I think I need to like fix my routing for this section. Wow, there's like 3 tools here. The monkey axe, the spear, and the shuriken. Axe isn't too valuable. I want to spend time like working with the axe, because if you get the fire axe, that thing can tear apart bosses ridiculously fast. Okay, let's go ahead and enhance these. I think this is going to be my 4th, yeah. Alright, we don't need any more necklaces. So there are a total of 10 necklaces that you can get in the game for a total of 20. Okay, you start off at 10 vitality for whatever reason. Well, I know why. They wanted... Oh, hello. They wanted 10 necklaces in the game, and you can't exactly have 10 and end up on an even number. You'd end at 20 at 11. So they started you off at 10 vitality rather than 1. Because 0 wouldn't make much sense. You have 0 vitality, you have no health. So, game design, folks. Arbitrary numbers to make numbers not look weird. Monkey. Alright, just stood there. Let's see, we got... Looks like we got Matsumoto. What do we want here? I gotta take out the big guy. Alright, there's blood smoke. And... this didn't work in my favor at all. Well, there's one mind. Okay, I think I got rid of him. Okay, good. We got to see one mind at least, I know. We actually get to see some of the cool abilities here. That's actually one of the reasons why. So there's another option. So a lot of the combat arts are locked away in books when it comes down to it, and there's like four really good ultimate abilities that you don't really gain access to because you have to go out of your way to get the book for it, and they have not been. Ooh, that's Forbidden Spiritfall we got the hint for, and that's Mortal Blade. Nope. Hello, no, stop. Cricket. Please. No, Gunner, please. Game, please. Okay. Well, you got to see one mind once before it's now being replaced by our main damage ability. But yeah, a lot of them are hidden, but you can actually change one of the options to where the abilities are just randomly in the world instead of in the shinobi texts, which is honestly really fun because you can get an ability called Empowered Mortal Draw, which is the ability that we were just granted by this sword. Please don't shoot me. I'm trying to do stuff. Alright, where are we going? Let me think for... I need like a second to think. Outskirts is like the last thing. We already did all of Senpo. How much underwater stuff do we have left? Nothing in Ashina Depths is worth it. But maybe that part isn't part of Ashina Depths. It might be there. That could be a problem. But yeah, there's an option to kind of scatter them about, which is really cool because you can get some abilities like Spiral Cloud Passage, which is... Oh, that's really good. So if we get 3 mass fragments, we can pretty much just level up infinitely. Kind of. It requires skills to do that, but it's nice to have. But yeah, you can stun lock some enemies. They're honestly really flashy and really cool and good against the mini bosses. Alright, we have the Lotus, we have the Mortal Blade, and we have the Shelter Stone. So the first invasion will now happen. I'm going to pick up a couple more items and then I'm going to teleport out of here. Because what this means now, the mini boss up ahead that we're about to fight can drop something, but it can only drop... It can only drop either the Shelter Stone, the Lotus, or the Mortal Blade. Because the moment that invasion happens, you can now no longer access this part of the game. So the only items in this little section that we just went into, including the mini-boss we're about to skip, can only be accessed before the first invasion. Alright, we have to just go somewhere random right now. And so, nothing else can be there. Otherwise, it'll just be gone. Okay, now we can deal with the first invasion. And get some of the items here. So we haven't picked up the aromatic branch, meaning we cannot proceed to the second invasion. So we have to find that at some point. But I get the feeling we're going to find it soon, because now that there's more items... Excuse me. Now there's more items available in this area. One of these will probably be the branch. Because nothing is going to be in the depths. That's actually, I'm kind of disappointed about, because I like to do early depths. We still got to go clear out the depths and get through there. Not like, get every item, because... I'll grab this down here first. Nope, okay. No, stop that. But yeah, there's normally going to be a lot, so there's probably tons of memories down there, because we only have 6 attack power right now, so there's probably tons of memories down there. Alright, make sure you pick the right thing. Alright, so randomizer only thing that you can do. Cancel, well, the dialogue you can cancel no matter what, but we can buff up here. Also, by the way, surprise, Dad's not dead. Oh, hello, it's you again. And there's our mortal draw. Alright. Gotta love enemy AI. Randomly decides to ignore firecrackers. That's happened a couple times to me actually recently. I wonder if it's related to the stagger induced by the mortal draw that I do right there. Because they just got recently staggered, so that might be related. Never mind, there's the branch. Okay, so that was the important item that we got from him. We got a hint about this a long time ago. Alright, time for lore. And by lore, I means I'm going to skip all dialogue and try to progress through this as fast as possible. Yeah, that's a vanilla location. That's exactly where you get it to. It's actually kind of amusing. I don't want that. Alright, fun fact about this kid. If you just mash your way through his dialogue, it actually goes twice as slow. So there's actually a very specific rhythm that you want to hit. That you actually want to like try to progress the dialogue so you can have it go as fast as possible. Alright, that's the dialogue we're looking for. Go here and rest. Yeah, because programming, kind of weird. Don't really understand it. Like, why it does that? My guess is that it has to be related with what he says, in that for some reason his voice lines are like tied to a long-lasting animation. All right, that's one of those dialogues that I mentioned earlier that are a trigger. You have to finish her dialogue even after getting the item because they do not check for the item. But the branch is actually required still because it's added, but you still have to do the whole like dialogue to make him even like care about the branch. Travel. Okay, abandoned dungeon, bottomless hole. All right, so we got to go all the way through Ashina Depths, but we don't have to check a lot here. We already know there's nothing really valuable here, so you're not going to get to see the grand scenic tour of Ashina Depths. Which is kind of a shame because, you know, this is only, what, their 6th poison swamp in the entire series that From Software, the developers of this game, the other Souls games, have put into a game. Okay, I guess I'll be fair. Dark Souls 2 did not have a poison swamp. It had a poison misty mountain inhabited by poison dwarves. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the inaccuracy. Does love their poison swamps. They do. They love them a lot. In fact, there's actually 2 poison swamps in this game. Probably to make up for the lack of one in Dark Souls 2. Prasek is like, I'm gonna play Dark Souls 2. You definitely should. Dark Souls 2 gets a bad rap, but I absolutely love the game. I don't think there's really been a FromSoft game that I have not enjoyed yet. To like at least a great extent. Okay, I want to take out the monk first. Okay, which one are you? We haven't actually seen one of these guys in the overworld. You are Tokujiro, so you're about mid-game level difficulty. Okay, I got... I'll do that. Okay. There are 3 items, so I didn't really show it, but there's a grapple there. That will lead to 3 different items you can check. One of them has a stray bead, which is one of the important locations in race settings. But since we know nothing important is in the depths at all, like it was a big sweeping hint we got that just like, no, don't do anything in the depths. It's not worth your time. Don't do it. We're not gonna go there. But I am gonna heal here. I do want to check. I am gonna be checking like a few items that are kind of like on the way though. Because I want more memories. I want a little bit more attack power. I would very much prefer not to have 6 attack power fighting. Okay, so Demon of Hatred's gone, so I guess I'm not too worried about it. But at the same time, more attack power means more speed. More speed means good. And I think at this point, I don't think I'm too worried about going over my time limit. I gave a pretty, like, hearty overestimate for... Miss Noble the Glutton. Alright. Yeah, nothing too good here yet. Fistful of Ash. I wonder if Matt really did fix that bug. Okay, so here was a fun bug. Okay, Juzo, either 1 or 2. Bugs impossible. Speak of the devil. Where's the thing at? Oh, because I'm not looking the right way. Welcome in, Matt, the developer of one of great many mods for the Souls games, and the developer for the Sekiro randomizer. But no, it was a fun bug early while ago. There was a distribution bug to where like a lot of memories, even in like 50% bias, meaning where things are meant to be like evenly distributed, not like really evenly distributed, but like to be spread out at least a little bit. Like a good half of the memories, I think like 6 to 8 were in the end game. All in like one really tight area, and it was really amusing. Because that's something you would expect with 100% bias. Which I don't really play on because it just pushes everything to the end. And if I want to do no AP upgrades run, I just will do a no AP upgrade run. Okay. Yep, so far nothing good. Like, literally just... When they said it contained nothing, it did not contain anything. Oh god, puppy and a gun. And someone with a giant lightning sword. Amazing. Fun fact, jumping has iframes associated with it. Jumping, rolling, climbing ledges, they have iframes associated with it. Not many, but they have iframes. Oops, sorry. No. Okay. I'm really having to think about, like, what do I want to check or not? Because I haven't run race settings for months. And I never really, like, had a good route set out for race settings because, well, no one ever really raced. Oh, Genichiro, you will not have a good day today. So yeah, that's a boss. Arguably, it's a low level boss. It is a low level boss, so it's not really like meant to be terribly difficult. But once you start getting like more than 6 attack power, like close to 10 in the speedrun, you pretty much just two-shot everything with jumping mortal draws. It's hilarious and also kind of sad. Come on, memory. Nope. You know what? I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read a hint. Defeating a mini-boss. Important ability, waves sprawling. I got that already. That was from Centipede. That was Mibu. That was Mibu. Alright, now we can actually start checking items again. Which is good. I think one of my favorite things about this randomizer is just the fact that I like checking items. It's like, what's it gonna be? Is it gonna be good? Is it gonna be fun? Is it gonna be Fire Ishin standing in the way on the bridge? Okay, let's see. We're gonna replace this with our Spirit Fall. So Spirit Fall is just the unlimited version of... of the sugar. All right, odd enough. Nope. Nice delay on there, you almost got me with that. So fun fact about this boss is you can pretty much, for the most part, prevent most of his any like really dangerous attacks just by doing Mortal Draw, like I did. And specifically, if you're doing the Shota no damage or damageless run, no hit run, whatever it might be, it's a good tactic because he will not do the one sweeping move that he does, which is weirdly inconsistent for you to jump over. What am I doing? Okay, so we're actually getting pretty close to the end of the randomizer right now, but we are now missing at least 2 items. We are missing, actually no, we're missing 1. We picked up the Divine Dragon's Tears a while ago. We're missing 1 item, which is the Secret Passage Key, which we know is in a late game location, so it's either going to be in the second invaded Ashina Castle, or it's going to be in Fountainhead somewhere in here. Wherever it's going to be, who knows? We'll go find out. We just know it's in a late game location, so good luck, because it can be pretty much anywhere. Okay, there's a gunner up there. And that's a big koi. Fun, maybe sad fact, I think it's about approximately 40 years ago, there was the longest living koi fish died about 40 years ago. It lived to be like 220 something years old, I think I read. It was a really old fish. But honestly, it's just kind of a testament to like amazingly how long some species can live. Alright, grab this. I need to grab Devotion. So first we're gonna rest. If we don't rest, there's a glitch in the upcoming boss that just makes it take longer. And I'd rather not deal with the glitch. Red hat, red hat. We got a hint, no treasure chest was required, right? No, but I'll take some free Yasha. Hello. Don't mind me, I'm just opening the door. Alright, so I gotta map out what I plan to do right now. We're gonna clear Sheena Castle first. Alright, time for mayhem. Oh, I really wish I had the axe right now. I really wish I had the axe right now. Okay, I need to take out some of these. Can I set this on fire? No, of course not. So that's where the axe would actually be helpful. I'm starting to like really understand how much I want the axe. I'm just gonna let him kill some of the enemies for me while I wait for the next set of branches. Because this guy, this one guy in particular. Oh, lizard. Lizard, you. One of you, I don't care which one, come here. No, you. Actually, I need you. Darn it. Fine, we'll do it this way. So what I'm trying to do with the lizard is use blood smoke. The blood smoke ninjutsu. Because the lizards have unique interactions with blood smoke and some of the other ninjutsus. And especially... Nope. Especially with blood smoke. Can create a mist of poison. Which is what I want to happen. Alright, the chaos ensues. And I'm dead. Cannot get through his nonsense. Alright, gonna eat one of these. Please stop. Shields, they are a thing. And they're probably the most annoying thing out there, too. Come on, stay in the poison mist, stay in the poison mist. Or don't. This is what happens, so this is literally what happens when... Thank you. Okay, there's one. You don't have the axe, because without the axe, you can't break his shield. And I'm thinking I just need to go get the axe, because this is going to take a really long time. Yeah. Because we got this villager also chasing me. And I have to kill this guy. This is the last remaining, like, enemy. The last remaining enemy that I need to kill, and I have to do something about it. Yep, okay. Alright, I am learning. When I get that axe, I'm going to have that axe. I've only had this one particular enemy before in this situation, but this enemy is extremely brutal when it comes to this boss because of just everything going on. If it was just him, it wouldn't be too bad. But with everything else, it's like I can't really dodge 50 things at once, so... Alright, sugar. Not too helpful. Alright, so now we have the axe. We also have a couple other valuable tools, like the shuriken, which will help against the dogs and other tiny enemies in there as well, so this will go a ton faster. Fountainhead Palace Grounds. And yeah. I don't know, this is one thing that kind of like I find interesting about this kind of thing, because one of my favorite randomizers that I really enjoy watching, the Final Fantasy randomizers. Like, they're very interesting, especially, like, I can't remember who the two races were in the spring tournament, but there was this race to where someone got to the final dungeon, Temple of Fiends Return, like 30 minutes ahead of his opponent, but they ended up finishing like a few seconds. Well, maybe not a few seconds, maybe a couple minutes between each other, because of just like how chaotic. You better let me break your shield, man. There we go. Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Okay. Monkey. Okay, I need the branch to be near you guys. But yeah, it's just hilarious. You never seen the animation? He's mad his shield broke? I've never seen it either. Because I've honestly never really cared that much about like dealing with those enemies in particular, because you can stealth blow them. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Final Fantasy randomizer, which honestly has just become like my favorite randomizer to watch. And in 2 days, that'll actually be, that'll be showing up on Superweek on Randomania. I'm not sure like what settings they're going to be using, but bad puppy. Lizard. But I promise that the Final Fantasy randomizer is definitely worth your time. Okay, who's left? Who is not purple and must die? Oh! Wow, he's... he's just so sad his shield is gone. That's absolutely hilarious. He's just so sad. Wow. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Mortified, I know. Like, he just can't accept that his shield is broken, is never coming back. Alright, so where is the girlfriend going to show up? Here we go. Get rid of her. Alright, let's renew our Yasha. I don't think we've wasted 45 seconds yet, but... And we get Phase 2 music, which is really good. I did not want that to happen. Yeah, it's not gonna matter now. All right. Oh well, I guess I'll use these spirit emblems here. We're about to see if this breaks the game. I've never actually tried to like do this to Ape while that fading out animation happens. Truly precious bait. Alright, we're missing one key item to be able to finish the randomizer. And that is the secret passage key. And we got a hint that something important was going to be on the ground at Ashina's capital. So we haven't found anything yet. So I'm guessing that it's going to be during this invasion. That is going to be at Masa Dioniwa. You're a little. I'm gonna die here. Alright, I've learned my lesson. We'll come back for you later. I know you're not important. I mostly just wanted your item. Okay, learn my lesson. Sorry. I'll do nothing later. Oh. The good music is not playing now because I had to activate the mini-boss. And whoosh. I also think I may have messed up the enemies a little bit. Okay, so this is in the reservoir. This mini-boss could be theoretically required. What is it? It is Orin. Okay, I am not happy with my life right now. Yeah, weird. All right. Where is it? Okay, Orin. Most annoying mini boss in the game. And I messed it up. Alright, some decent RNG there. Okay. Yeah, kind of lucky there. When she posture breaks you, which is what happens when your posture bar breaks up or fills up, she has two choices that she can do. She can do a sweeping attack, which will just kill you. Or she can do this like little kissing grab. I have been lucky to never receive a kiss from Orin. And I have no idea what it does, but I assume it does a ton of damage. Alright, there's stuff in the castle that we can go pick up. Fastest way would be to go towards Ishin's tower. And then we can start going towards... Demon of Hatred's arena. Which, the secret key should, theoretically should be somewhere around here. Oh, hello. Not fighting you because we know no mini-boss in Ashina's capital is useful. Don't actually... no, nothing really spawns here after the second invasion. But we got two items here. One item over here. Oop, don't mind me, just sneaking. Alright, please do not come after me so I can rest. Nope. Stop. Alright. I don't know if that's going to be the quickest way. I'm trying to think. Fastest way right now. I think this way will be the fastest at the moment, rather than teleporting. Takes a few seconds to run around, but we can get over here pretty quickly, grab a couple items, and then kite across. Dragon's Blood Droplet. Okay. Memory. Alright. I'm still not sure what should have been the important item on the ground in Ashina's capital. Unless that area also includes right before Bull's Gate, too. If that's the case, that would be Shelter Stone. That means that the key is probably not in here. Oh, hello. Sniper. Ow. No, 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 no. I'm going to die. Just give me a second. I'm gonna die. Yep. Yep. There we go. So yeah, you see, I'm an old man. This is what happens when you get sucked. And feeble, and you don't get to revive. Alright, let's go back. Alright, duly noted. That sucker, for whatever reason, is too far back to aggro onto the other guys. Normally when you're running through there, those guys are opposing factions, so they will be fighting each other. But for whatever reason, they didn't really fight each other that much this time. So we're gonna take out the sucker real quick. Oh, I think I know why. He got distracted. Breath of Life Shadow. Not too helpful. Oh, monkey. Do you have a gun? I think the monkey has a gun. Is that Ujinari? That's Ujinari. Okay. Flame vent time. A large fan. Oh, nope, don't shoot me. Nightjar Monocular, not too helpful. You know, there's a lot of tools and a lot of abilities in here that I'm still wanting to learn. Like effective ways of using them in random stuff. Like Divine Abduction is one of those things that doesn't really work on bosses, so its effectiveness is actually really limited by that fact. But with the whole, whatchamacallit, Divine Dragon being made up of a bunch of random normal enemies, honestly, learning Divine Abduction's abilities probably be a really good idea for some of them. I wonder if it would work on that shield guy. Like, in case you don't get the axe, because honestly, the axe could be locked behind, like, the deeper memory. We got Butterfly 2. That's not good. Okay, we're gonna do this real quick. She's gonna snap her fingers again. Alright, so we're going to warp back to where we just were. The reason is there are random mobs in this thing fighting whatever boss is in here. And one of the earliest times when I did randomizer, I had Twin Ape and Ogre. Twin Ape, Ogre, and like something else. And they wouldn't fight each other. And it just got to the point where like I couldn't really do anything because you've got like 3 enemies chasing you constantly. All right. Ah, man. And this is the big kicker for this particular boss, is that she summons these ads, turns them into projectiles, and it just kind of puts you on the defensive, because if you get hit by all of them, you're just gonna die. Fine, fine, we'll stop using Mortal Draw on you. For some reason, she just did not like me using Mortal Draw at all. She had a combo ready for me every time I did one. Gunforge Shrine Key, uh-oh. Alright, that's interesting. Alright, so that opens up the other part of Sunken Valley, which we could not continue. So that opens that up, which could have anything. We don't have much information about what could be there. So let's see. We have 2 choices, either Gunfort Key, or we can go clear out Fountainhead. And there's no real way to know which one is going to be the correct answer, but I would rather go to Gunfort, I think. So at this point, it's like the choices are kind of arbitrary. Like, we can check a hint. So let's actually, there's some hints we've been picking up we haven't been reading. Let's go check our hint log again. Valley, Kami Descendants, we got that. Actually, that could be an error one. We'll see. We found a recent bug. Won't find anything. Deeper Alternate Pass. Cold Tears. Portent Key. Shelter, granting him well-guarded nest. A well-guarded nest. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna go this way. I like this. I like this a lot. But that's an important key. That could be a lot of things. It may not necessarily be what we want. That could actually be Father's Bell Charm, which we do not want. If we get that, that's literally useless because we know nothing is in there. Fish. Some Yashas, good. Hey, memory. Memories are good. Fish. Broken. I do not know why, but the fish are broken most of the time. Sometimes they're not broken. But for whatever reason, I'm not complaining. The fish can be really annoying to get. But it's also a setting that you can turn on or off if you want. It's called Carp Sanity. Kind of like Key Sanity and other randomizers. Or Token Sanity or Skull Sanity in the Ocarina of Time randomizers. Kind of like that, just instead of spiders or keys, it's just fish. So it depends, how much do you like fishing? Which honestly, I don't have an issue with it. Good doggy. Okay, we've got a boss coming up. We'll see if it's valuable. Because we're still missing like various important items like the hidden temple key, the gate, the storehouse key or whatever it's called. I can never remember actually what it's called because I don't pay attention to the name. I just call it the gatekeeper key or whatever. We have, who do we have down there? I don't know, I can't see. Who is it? Oh, it's Grandma 1. Okay. So, fun fact, Grandma, the boss we just beat at Demon of Hatred, has two forms. She has her phase 1, which is this one. Memories are well confined. Oh yeah, definitely. We've been sitting at like 6 or 7 the whole time. Which is really low for fully shuffled. And I get the feeling there are probably a lot of memories either in Fountainhead or Depths, but we didn't search Depths very thoroughly because nothing important is going to be there. Hey, there's Puppeteer. So that opens up a couple things. There we go, there's another memory. We're at what, 8, 9 now? Yeah, so we were sitting at 6 for quite a while. Normally we have like 10 or 11 AP at this point. So we're actually really low in terms of damage, which speed-wise is a problem, but unlike some like other RPG randomizers where you need to have like a decent amount of defense and other stuff, these aren't so much required. You could actually just not upgrade at all and still make it through it. It'd be terrible and painful, but you can do it. Just like, so, I've not been paying too much attention to Link to the Past recently, but apparently there's a spoiler log tournament going on for Link to the Past, the randomizer. And one of the things that people have remarked on it in the past is just like, how little health that people tend to get when doing that, because it just slows them down otherwise. So they get like no health and go through the entire game, which means that it's harder to use like, to take like damage or iframe through stuff and take damage to make things go by faster. So that's always something that I think is interesting, like the trade-offs for that type of thing. And then I don't know if it's been announced yet, so I don't know if I should say this, but I'm in a lot of the other randomizer discords, especially the Final Fantasy randomizer discord, and one of the tournaments that they're currently like discussing is a co-op tournament, and people have been looking at the flags and people have been frightened of them, I think has been like the general response I've been seeing in the Discord. So I'm actually really looking forward to that tournament for the Final Fantasy randomizer community. It looks like it's going to be really cool. But then again, I think they're doing like entrance shuffle and a bunch of other stuff, floor shuffle. So it's going to be really chaotic. And I think it's going to be just an absolute blast. Nope, don't forget this item. Autopilot always sends me to ignore that item. Alright, we're coming up to the one of the well-guarded nests, and I assume this is like the only well-guarded nest, really. We have Puppeteer, so this is actually technically in logic, but we're doing a logic break here. So the game does not intend for you to be able to do that jump, neither does the randomizer. There you go. That's game. Oop. But the game's logic either expects you to have Mistraven, which can make you invulnerable for a certain amount of time when you do a jump, or Puppeteer, which will let you control a monkey. Yep, hello there. We got our item. We're ready to be done. Alright, we can now fight the final boss. Let's see who the final boss is. We got a lot of the like easy ones out of the way, so I'm actually kind of hoping we get like a fun boss, because we only have, okay, we have 10 AP, which is pretty standard. I cannot see who that is. They are too short, so I'm guessing Emma? Oh no, hi. Anyone but you. At least you're phase 1. Ouch. Where did it go? We'll just take the revival. Yeah, the positioning when you do this in the other arenas is much different. So, I think I may stop doing that for randomizer, just because like the dragon head like rotates in such a weird way. Okay, phase 2. Just gonna go ahead and get rid of revival block real quick. Yeah, for some reason the dragon rotates a lot more, it seems, with physics. Thank you. Oh yeah, didn't I mention slaying dragons like the penultimate goal in like any fantasy story? Well, here's your dragon. You don't remember ever fighting this? Oh. It is something that would be ingrained in your mind should you have ever fought this. Alright, please work. Okay. So there's one time where that didn't work and I fell to my death. Alright. Sadly, we didn't. Okay, so like, we didn't get like any of this. The DLC, no, that's in the Mortal Severance ending. Plurals. It's when you go to the Divine Realm and you fight the Divine Dragon. This all enemies are randomized. All right. Get my items. Where's the kid? All right, and the moment we hit that choice, that is the end of the randomizer. We're gonna skip the cutscene where we brutally murder a child. All right, let's see how long that took. That's actually fairly quick. Let's go check our in-game time. So, kind of different from the other retro randomizers that normally are played. Thanks for the GGs, guys. Yeah, but compared to the retro randomizers, which are normally played, where they just use real time, a lot of these games, 2:18. Okay, that was pretty fast. Wasn't nearly as fast as it could have been, but I felt like it would have been faster since we didn't really have to like do much. But yeah, like in-game time, 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 53 seconds. So that probably took us about 2.5 hours real time. But yeah, but due to loading times, which retro games don't tend to have that, in-game time is very important, and that's normally what we measure who has done faster when it comes down to it. But yeah, let's see, how long did that take me? Yeah, 2.5 hours. About 2.5 hours for that. So we got about 2 more hours to kind of kill, because I allotted 4.5 hours in case for some reason I got walled by like Demon of Hatred. But we actually killed him pretty quickly. We probably lost a good 8 minutes to Demon of Hatred. It's interesting. But I can show off some of the other like fun things, because we didn't actually see any of the really fun bosses. Except Demon of Hatred, but he's not fun. No one likes him. No one wants Demon of Hatred. So let's roll up a Nightmare Seed real quick. So this is one of the things that I wanted to showcase as well, like some of the other options to mess around with that are just kind of fun. So we're gonna roll a Nightmare Seed real quick. So keep the settings, select challenge run, Nightmare mode. So Nightmare mode is pretty much this. Every enemy is either a boss or mini-boss. Every mini-boss is a boss. And all bosses are the most annoying bosses out there. So Sword Saint, Father Owl, True Monk, and something else. I can't remember what's in that list. But yeah, let's take a look at a Nightmare Seed, because these can be fairly amusing. And show off some of the options for these. So let us start a new game and see what Nightmare Mode has to offer. And we'll see how far we get. Because I've done a few Nightmare Modes before. I think my fastest is like 4.5 hours for Nightmare Mode. My first 2 Nightmare Seeds took about 6 to 7 hours, but my fastest is about 4.5. So They can vary a lot, just like the regular randomizer, especially fully shuffled, can vary a lot because of just how much there is to check. Wow, we're not aggroed by anything yet. Okay, there's Shichiman. Oh yeah. This might be a problem. Also, there was Ujinari right there. Bushido Master himself. Alright, I also forgot that a lot of the regular enemies are also the suckers as well. That's something I forgot to mention, that there's a lot more suckers. Alright. No, no. No, no. No, 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 no. I'm stuck on something. Okay, another Shichiman. I don't want to know who that is. There's someone up there who wants to... Oh, hi. Who are you? Oh, you're Corrupted Monk. Okay, so you followed me over here. No, Shizu, please don't. Please have mercy. Nope. Soccer mom. Of course. So, like I said, physics are a suggestion. And by that, I mean soccer balls home in on you. Like, the soccer balls of the Okami Warriors are literally the most obnoxious thing out there. Alright, we can get there pretty quickly. But yeah, this is a Nightmare Seed. And as you would expect, it is kind of a nightmare. With everything that can go wrong. Shizu is up there. I don't know who that is. I don't want to know who that is. There's someone with a sword. Okay, good. That's good RNG. Give me that. Not even gonna try to go fast. Just let me in here and let me have my cutscene. You know what? I'm just gonna get the door because I'm probably gonna die like 5 times. There's Chained Ogre. No, Jesus. There's Shichiman. Hi. Please no. Oh god, no. Please, Dad. Dad. Not Dad. Please no, dear God. Okay, well, with a mixture of being... Never mind. I was about to say, with a mixture of being assaulted by our own father and various monks coming out of the sky to kill us, we would have made it, but we got sniped. Hello. Excuse me. Oh god. Thank you, iframes, for getting knocked. Please, thank you. Okay, good. You're not out yet. Alright, perfect. Alright, we'll probably work on this seed for like a little bit, maybe an hour, to kind of show off like what nightmare mode looks like early on. And then we'll probably look at some of the other modes. There's my favorite, which is just silly, is called Oops All mode, which is literally just turns every enemy into one type of enemy. And I've done a few of those in the past, just some gimmicky ones because they're amusing. But I think my favorite so far, no, don't do that. Don't give me that. Don't do that. All right, yeah, we'll probably spend about an hour on this before like looking at some of the other stuff, because it just gave me early Harada. That's not good. All right. You know, one day I dream of having the Shinobi prosthetic just be right there. Just being the first item, and I can just immediately leave Harada. But no, it's going to be on the mini-boss, which is probably going to be Sword Saint, which is going to be something really painful. I hope it's not Sword Saint, because I'm not going to have a cutie counter. Actually, wait, it's a mini-boss, so it can be turned to anything. Never mind, I'm a little less frightened. I'm Asanaga. Okay, he's summoning dogs. No, dear God, please do not. Nope. Moshi. Okay, mass fragment. Okay. Okay, fish. We'll come back for the other fish later. Oh god, okay, so we have Gunner and 7 spears right there. Oh wait. You're a normal enemy, why are you here? Go away, you do not belong here. You should be Shirafuji or Shirahagi. Oh hi, look. So there's Demon of Hatred. Dong. Okay, maybe some of them have been like made into just hard enemies. Not necessarily bosses. Alright, are you gonna hit me through the wall? I think he might. Ooh, you barely missed. Flame barrel. Go away. I don't like you. I don't know. I don't really think I want to live again, because the moment I jump this wall... Yep, bye. Yep. Alright, that's actually good, because what we're going to do is run... We're going to jump the wall and try to avoid him. We're going to come through that shortcut door, pick up that item right there. Why? Because I value my life and sanity. Okay, that's probably not true, but I have to say that for TOS reasons. Oh dear God. Uh-oh. Okay, Armored Warrior. Grandma. Okay, so we got Grandma here. Soccer Mom. Shigekichi. Ujinari. Running away like a coward. Don't mind me. Oh, hi, Sword Saint. Okay, so there's a boss that you didn't get to see. Go away. Oh, I'm probably dead here. Oh, I'm not dead. That you didn't really get to see in our first playthrough, because there's a lot of bosses we just simply did not fight. Boosh. Kamikaze. Oh, hi, Dad. Dad never lets me do anything I want. He's like, no, you can't have treasure. Okay, that's nice. Thank you. Hi, Dad. Okay, hi, insane Dad. Never mind. Okay. Oh, hi. Demon of Hatred, can you do me a favor and stop being everywhere? Oh no. Oh no. Wow. So Demon of Hatred is everywhere. Like, literally everywhere. I blame Matt for this. Can I get up here around that? Yes, I can. Good. What are you killing? Okay. I already got the item up here, I forgot. Okay, you... Oh no, I'm stuck. No. Okay, I hear soccer balls. I do not like the sound of soccer balls in the morning. Hey, Memory Guardian Ape. I like that, though. Hi, Ishin. Nope, monkey! Alright, kind of hard to see there, but he was poised to throw a big ball of poo at me. Yep, there's the gigantic ball of poo. Fake monk. Rough town, just a little bit. Oh, hello. Just a little bit. Genichiro's right here. Also, Lone Shadow. Okay. I don't think we're getting through this one. I'm getting the feeling that, early Harada plus Nightmare mode doesn't mix as well. I don't think I've ever had this situation happen. So, it's actually kind of a learning experience for me as well. And how just terrible this can be. Monkey. Okay, I couldn't get the death blow on him, so no iframes for me. Oh, hi, Genichiro. Yeah, I don't think early Harada is actually doable with these settings. Unless the... Okay, let's go. We have 2 items to check over here. Okay, no. Actually? Okay. No. Here, we're gonna do something. We are going to try something. Okay, that ball's gonna come and hit me here in a second. Okay. Let's try something. So here's a fun fact. There is an exploit with the monk that can let you get a death blow on her if you can get the elevation. Nope, never mind. I'm thinking that if I use a Gotchin and I sneak up on her, I may actually have the elevation on her to actually take her out. If I can... Okay, we died many times, therefore we get pulled back here. Therefore, if we can do that, then we can actually get through this. Without having to, like, kill 5 bosses just to kill a mini-boss. Alright, so let's go here. We're gonna try this one more time. And if it doesn't work, we'll just look at other settings. But this is just essentially what Nightmare Mode is. You have all these enemies which will have aggro from you for, like, the whole map. They will not leave you alone. They have Demon of Hatred right here, which literally just one-shots you all the time. You have your father chasing you down because he's highly disappointed in your life decisions. And you have giant monkeys throwing their poop at you. So that's Nightmare Mode in a nutshell, pretty much. Okay, let's give this a shot. Nope. Maybe. This is what we're going to try to do. So, fun fact. Mini-bosses have a leashing distance. No, do not come up here. Nope. Thought that was gonna happen, I know. It honestly would be really awesome if it did work. But yeah, like, mini-bosses have a leashing distance, which, No, we don't have the distance for that, sadly. I should also note, as I'm going to quote the developer, Nightmare Mode was not developed for you to be intended to beat the game. So a lot of this is just extremely unfair. So, but that's Nightmare Mode. Demon of Hatred, Sword Saint, literally all the hard bosses are roaming the world. It's a fun mode. It's interesting. But we're going to take a look at a couple of the other modes real quick. And see what they have to offer. So let's look at some of the fun ones. So the challenge modes that you can do are 10% boss replacement, which is similar to Nightmare Mode, but you can have, it's mostly the normal enemy randomizer, but some bosses can be in the overworld. It's a lot more tame. There's a Sheena Zoo where everything is an animal. So like the monkeys, the gorillas, the dogs, the chickens, everything. Nightmare Mode, there's also Demon of Hatred mode, which isn't, or no Demon of Hatred mode, which isn't really challenge mode. But if you really hate Demon of Hatred, because, well, let's be honest, no one really likes him that much, then you can remove that. There's Reverse Enemy Order, which pretty much makes all the enemies be hard up front, but easy later on. And then there's Oops All mode, which we're gonna do Oops All Demon of Hatred. If I can find it in this list. Demon of Hatred. Because why? It's silly. I want to show like what the tutorial looks like with one of these. Which, I should add, I've never actually made it out of the tutorial in Oops All Demon of Hatred. It's a really interesting... It's a very interesting mode. But there's quite a few here, but as I said before, I'll actually go and like talk about this. It's like a GPU benchmark. Exactly. How many possible, like, standard effects can you have going into this game? Like, and just flashing on the screen constantly. So keep in mind, Demon of Hatred took me, what? Like 8 minutes to fight? With like 3-4 attack power or something like that? Yeah, you're pretty much not going to be killing them, really. Well, I mean, right now, I can't even attack. At the beginning, before you get your sword, you're pretty much nothing. You can't do anything except, like, jump. But yeah, here we go. So here's Oops All Demon of Hatred. And this is me jumping into a cliff and into a pit and dying. So yeah, as you can see, it's fun. Alright, let's try to take another vantage point. So there's like 2 tricks that I've figured out because of this mode for how to like navigate the tutorial. One is like the route that I took, except for the jumping off the cliff, mind you, where you kind of jump over their arms and whatnot. The other is this one, where you jump over here and you can kind of sneak by, which is kind of helpful. And we can go back here and hide a little bit, and if we look behind us, we can start seeing them like fall to their death and other stuff. It's like fall to their death and we're getting like experience and other things. And yep, there's a couple Demon of Hatreds over there as well, I might add. Also up there. Hi. And so yeah, you can get to here. You can also run through. Hello. You can also run through their arms like I did a second ago, but I've yet to find a safe way to actually like get through these guys. So like this one okay, actually. Yep, there's the fireballs. So like a combination of all this madness, so far I think this is one of the unsolved Oops All modes. Someone has done Oops All Sword Saint before. I think someone said that someone did, and I will believe them because I think it's cool. But yeah, someone has done Oops All Sword Saint. I assume they completed it, not just messed with it. But yeah, there's like a lot of little tricks here that you can come along and do. So yeah, you like that arm right there, which was swiping at me. Almost. You can jump over that, but then when you get out here, you have those guys to contend with, which, because of your distance and how the AI for the Demon of Hatred works, they're just gonna throw fireballs at you. So this is honestly like an unsolved challenge mode right now, which is just kind of interesting to look into. And one that I spent a little bit of time working on. It's kind of fun, but apart from that, it's only really been like kind of educational for like this whole branch thing over there. So like the tutorial can be really dangerous even in like regular seeds. And so forth. So like getting over here and being safe for like a minute is actually really helpful. By Demon of Hatred. It's actually really helpful because then you can kind of sneak your way across and avoid a lot of the stuff. Assuming you don't have like 20 snipers trying to take you out. Because keep in mind, no weapon, you cannot take anything out. There's nothing that you can really do. But you're pretty much trapped here. I have not figured out a way to like do much else. Nice jump by frames. Because like the moment you get over here, that happens. And fun fact, enemies can hit you through walls, but you cannot hit enemies through walls. So, a fun challenge mode. If you like things that just haven't been solved and may have a solution, this might be a fun challenge mode. But that's another one of the ones. You can also do Oops All other stuff. I've done Oops All Ishin Monkey, which is the hard dual-wielding monkey in the valley. I've done Oops All Grandma, which is just literally a passive enemy that just does nothing and it's just hilariously dumb. But yeah, that's the challenge modes. And now that you've kind of seen Actually, I want to put that back up so you guys have some music while I talk about a couple more things before we call a night a little bit earlier than I would have liked. So if you like this game and you're interested in running this game, it is not nearly as hard as what I'm doing. That is something I do want to make it clear. It's not nearly as hard as what I've done. There's tons of options you can do. First of all, you can turn off enemy randomizer. It's just, I like having enemy randomizer because it just works so well with this game. Unlike, say, Dark Souls, where if you have bosses in the overworld and other stuff, you just end up getting chased by 3 Manuses in Blighttown. It's terrible. It's painful and you don't like it. But boss randomizer just works perfectly for Sekiro. It's kind of like script shuffle, spell shuffle, and every stuff in the Final Fantasy randomizer. It does really well. It just works without needing too much to work with it. But you can turn it off. There's also other things to make life easier, so you don't have to know approximately 700 item locations, and to where you can put key items to be in important locations, which are key item locations, beads, memories, gourd seeds, and tools. I think that's the whole list. I think there's a couple more things as well, but you can make it much easier on your life and actually just have fun with the randomizers. So if you really want to do this, I highly recommend taking a look at it and trying some of the less painful settings that I used tonight. But yeah, that's the Sekiro randomizer. And so that kind of concludes like what I was going to do for the night. We did finish about an hour and a half early because I had no idea if I was going to go over 3 hours for my run or not, because high variance in these types of runs, very hard to tell, but that's Sekiro. So let's take a look at, before we call it a nice night, first I want to thank all of you for coming out. I really do appreciate it, and I'm really glad that you had me tonight. It was a lot of fun. Very entertaining, glad you stuck around. I'm really glad you enjoyed it, lols. I had a lot of fun with it too, and I'm really glad to be here. The randomizer community is a community I absolutely love, because randomizers are just so entertaining. But we're going to be looking at, let's look at the schedule for the next couple days, because this is the end of Superweek for tonight. Or I guess it's morning now for me. So tomorrow we're going to have quite a few things happening. We're going to have Super Mario RPG, which is a Super Nintendo Mario RPG. It's turn-based. It's really cool. I don't really understand it very well because I haven't played the game, but it has a lot of cool options, and a lot of my favorite rando runners have run it before, and it's really cool. Then we have a break, and then we have more Dragon Warrior. Wait, no, we had Dragon Warrior, so we have Dragon Warrior 4. So earlier today we had a Dragon Warrior mini tournament. It looks like tomorrow we're gonna have Dragon Warrior 4, run by 3 guys. I think it's a... I can't tell if it's a race or not, the schedule does not say. And then we have, at 10:15, we have a Crystallis. I believe it's a race between Sho Fukumachi and Tornell. And I know Sho Fukumachi. He is a well-known runner in the Final Fantasy randomizer community. He's a really cool guy and really good. And then Friday, we're going to have a Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX randomizer run, which I don't know if they're using the new one. I think there's a new one for Link's Awakening, the randomizer for that, but it's really cool. It's a really cool randomizer, and Link's Awakening is a really interesting game. And then there's Super Metroid plus Link to the Past combo, so that's where they push Super Metroid and Link to the Past together and like make one game out of 2. It's really cool as well. And it looks like they only have 1 runner, so it looks like it's just going to be a solo run. And then there's going to be a Final Fantasy run tomorrow as well, or not tomorrow, on Friday, for Demarine and Silverfire. I think they're racing. So again, Final Fantasy is one of my favorite, and I'm enjoying binge watching the spring tournament on YouTube right now. But everyone, thank you very much for sticking around. Thank you very much for having me. I hope you all have a good night, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you take a chance to look at this randomizer because it's really cool. And also thanks to Matt for making this. Yeah, thank you, Matt, for making this mod. It's really cool. And thank you, Cinder, for filling in for Sekiro. Yeah, the skin I was using was Cinder from Dark Souls 3, not Sekiro. But yeah, you all have a lovely night, and thank you very much for having me, and take care. Until then, farewell.